Welcome to the Armani Talks YouTube channel. I'm your host, Armani Talks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills in order to help you level up your way with words. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome aboard. Every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'm dropping brand new videos on speaking skills, writing skills, social skills, along with other topics which will help you become much more articulate in expressing your ideas. Join the tribe by hitting the subscribe button right on below. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. In today's episode, we're entering the world of social skills, and I'm going to give you a cheat code that will make you much more charismatic. A couple of months back, I created a video called the 1% Mindset. And the nature of this video talked about the importance of improving 1% at a time. I got this philosophy as I was watching Tom Brady's documentary, which was called Tom Against Time. And in one of the episodes, Tom Brady's trainer said a quote, something that went like, "Good people are trying to improve 10% at a time. Great people are trying to improve 1% at a time." And he just left it at that. I felt as though that this idea could be expanded upon, and I broke down my rationale for why 1% is so crucial for leveling up. The reason why is because our ego naturally does not like increments. It wants to bulldoze through things. It wants to forcefully exert its will on different tasks. But the 1% mindset allows us to think holistically and allows us to prioritize consistency into the game. Mental toughness and consistency are the same exact things, and that's why the 1% mindset is for the win. And today's remix to this mind is the 1% mindset. This is something that charismatic people can automatically do. When they speak to a person, they make it seem like this is the only person that exists. Whether they're speaking to a crowd of people during moments of public speaking, or whether they're speaking to the camera, in their mind, they're only speaking to one person. And what this does is that it also reduces social anxiety. A person normally has social anxiety when they're thinking in groups. There's this big group that's observing all of my moves. I have to put on this act, otherwise this group is not going to approve of me. It keeps stemming back to groups. That's why the charismatic person is like, no more groups. It's all about one person at a time. I learned about this mindset in 2008. In 2008, on one particular Saturday, I was living in West Palm Beach, and this was the day that Asian Food Fair was coming into town. If you've never heard of Asian Food Fair, this is a big festival that happens in West Palm Beach where different Asian ethnicities are throwing performances. They're having food. It's a festival where different dances, songs are happening. And when this fair comes to West Palm Beach, you can expect that the locals are going to be there for the entire day. So my parents, my mom and dad, tell us that we're heading there. And I talked to my brother about who else we know that is also going to be in Asian Food Fair. Luckily, a lot of our friends are going to be there as well. So we could spend the entire day with them, just chilling, unwinding. As we get to the fair, it's packed. There's so many people. And me and my brother, we need some time to find our friends. After searching for roughly 35 to 40 minutes, we finally find them. We start watching the different performances. We start playing around the area. And luckily, one of our friends, his dad owns a food stand in the fair. So we're getting free food as well. Everything's going great. Hours are passing by. We got there at 10 a.m. or so, and it's roughly 5 p.m., everything is going smooth. By 5:30 p.m. though, there is some friction that is introduced. Most of my friends at this point, they want to walk outside of the fair and they want to go to Quiznos to eat the next meal. But for me, I was thinking, Quiznos? Bro, we're in Asian food fair right now. We should be eating the food here. How often can we eat the food here? We could go to Quiznos anytime. But they were adamant. My entire group wanted to go to Quiznos. And this was a problem because I didn't want to be separated from them, but I didn't want to eat no damn Quiznos. I wanted food from here. As I'm trying to decide what to do, I see one of my friends from high school who also happens to be in the fair. And we start talking and he's like, hey, Armani, don't worry. We're going to be eating right here for the rest of the day. So you could chill with us until your friends come back and then you could chill with them again. I thought this was the perfect plan. So I waved my friends goodbye and I started to chill with my high school friend whose name is Pratik. As I'm chilling with Pratik, he starts to introduce me to his friends, and his friends like me. We're all roughly the same age. We like the same basketball team, and we're talking about different topics. We grab some food, and now we're chilling in this group. As we're chilling in this circular group, this is when I start to notice an annoying part of Pratik's character. He had this strange habit of consistently just edging me out of the conversation. We're in a circle, and when he's talking in a storytelling format to the group, I'm standing right next to him. He keeps doing this. So what's happening to me is that I'm getting his back and I can't contribute anymore. Because now if I want to contribute, I gotta pull my head over his shoulder and say something, and I look ridiculous. He keeps doing this. 30 minutes passes on by and he keeps finding ways to do this as though I don't even exist anymore. Later on in the game, when he did that again, I would say for the 25th time, that's when I got annoyed. That's when I got my elbow, grabbed him by the hip and tugged him back. He didn't like that I pulled him or pushed him like that, and he ended up shoving me, which indicated to me, hey, don't be doing that. I pushed him back. He pushed me back. And now him and I were getting into this small scuffle, and I don't think Pratik even knows what he's doing wrong. Around that time, my friends are starting to come back, and before I'm about to leave, Pratik was like, yo man, why'd you hit me like that? I'm the one who invited you to chill with my friends, and you're not even being respectful. I'm like, dude, you're over here constantly edging me out. Me and your friends, we were bonding, but when you kept putting your back to me, I didn't appreciate that because you kept edging me out of the conversation, and it made me feel secluded. And he started to understand what he was doing, and he was like, yo, my bad, man. I didn't even know that I was doing that. He didn't even know. And that's when I started to understand the group mindset versus the one-person mindset. When you have a group mindset, errors like the one that Pratik was making is common. It's actually something that you would expect. In your group mindset, the logic of it says, why would you just speak to one person? You should be speaking to the entire group. And you should be speaking to the entire group even if it means to give your back to them. While the person with the one-person mindset can look at the entire group, speak to one person at a time, give everyone energy, or if they can't give everyone energy because the group is too big, what they do is they'll choose 1 to 3 of the engaged members, speak to them, which will make it seem like they are speaking to the people around them as well. That's how our eyes work. If I'm looking at Sally and Mike and Johnny are next to Sally and they're roughly 7 feet away from me, when I look at Sally, the other two will also think I'm looking at them. Pratik didn't have the one-person mindset. That's why his charisma flopped in the process. Now you may be asking yourself a question. Can anyone build the one-person mindset? Absolutely. That's the purpose of charisma, to go from seeing groups to one person at a time. When you see one person at a time and you keep priming your mind to do that, sort of like the 1% mindset, where naturally we're not programmed to do 1% at a time. We're programmed to do 10, 50, 80% at a time, and then we just quit. You got to keep repeating the 1%, 1%, 1%, which leads to exponential progress. Is the same thing from group to one-person mindset. You keep repeating, 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 and in this process of repetition, that's when something amazing is happening. You start to become a warmer personality. You start to have a stronger, deeper, purposeful voice. You start to ask more meaningful questions. And you're building thicker skin as well. Because people that see groups tend to personalize more. If one person from the group has a negative opinion regarding them, they mistake it as thinking the entire group is hating on them. While a person who has constantly repeated the process of going from group to one-person mindset doesn't personalize as much. Their skin is much thicker, which allows them to build even more charisma. So the next time you're facing social anxiety or you're someone that feels as though that you're not good with people, you want to make sure that you're not acting like a Pratik who is edging people out in order to curry favor among the group. It needs conscious training where you are going from seeing the entire group to acknowledging one person at a time. With repetition, behavior starts to change. If you enjoyed today's video and you want more practical tips like this into building your charisma, be sure to check out The Charisma King. This is a practical book that will help you develop your social skills so you can learn to listen better, create better conversations, and build a powerful alliance that allows you to network with ease. You can grab a copy of The Charisma King through the description box and the pinned comment right on below. And if you're watching from TV, go on ArmaniTalks.com and grab your copy today. Thank you very much for joining the Armani Talks YouTube channel, and I will catch you on the next episode.